This is Made for More Living with Johnny Jennings, powered by eXp Realty. Online at madeformoreliving.com.
Mike, that was a great segment with Donnelly Ham with asset preservation, wasn't it?
Yeah, learning so much about 1031. I see it on TikTok or whatever else all the time. You're like, what does that actually mean?
Yeah, it makes you sound like a doctor, so professional.
Right.
1031 exchange, but I mean, it blew me away that you can use the 1031 for other properties. I thought it had to be a single-family home for a single-family home or a multi-family home for but she talked about exchanging a feed store for a multi-family property. Like, anyways, if you didn't get a chance to hear it, go back and listen to Donnelly's segment. But what we're going to talk about now is buying a house. You mentioned you have a friend or a family member who's considering buying a home.
Yeah, they're looking to upgrade, get a little bit more space, which is great for them. But it's been over.
And they're staying in California.
They are staying in California,
that's a rarity.
which is crazy. I know.
Yeah.
But what is it? It was over 13 years ago that I bought my house, and it was kind of like a simple. I just bought it from grandma and grandpa, so it didn't even go on the market or anything. But he's looking into doing all this stuff, but he's also looking to buy $100,000 truck, and he's looking to do all this other stuff. And so I'm just thinking to myself, like, I'm not an expert. I know someone who is. I know Johnny, but what are the things, like, if you're looking to get into buying a home, that you should be keeping in mind so that way you look good with lenders and everything else?
Well, yeah. So the first step is, depending on your financial situation, some people can do it, but I would speak with a real estate agent first.
Okay.
Like, it doesn't cost anything. Talk to the real estate agent, and but most people, that's where they get hung up on. They're like, well, yeah, I need to talk to a real estate agent, but how do I know what real estate agent to talk to?
Yes.
If I'm in the Trader Joe's parking lot, I can throw a rock and hit 5 of them. So how do I know which of those 5 is the realtor to talk to?
Yeah.
And so what we recommend is you go ahead, you can interview multiple ones, but essentially what you're looking for is you're looking for somebody who has a strong track record of success. How do you know their track record of success? You can go on homes.com. Homes.com will tell you how many homes those people are selling approximately. It's not perfect.
Okay.
But it's a good approximation, and just look up their reviews. If they have Zillow, most agents should have Google reviews. If they have Yelp reviews, take that with a grain of salt, because Yelp's kind of a
it just depends. Someone can get mad at you and start doing, and I've seen that before.
Well, Yelp just they'll take your reviews down if you're not paying them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So if you're not actively marketing with Yelp, they will remove your reviews.
Oh, that's lame.
Yeah. So the authenticity of the platform is a little questionable, so just keep that in mind with Yelp. But so how many homes have they sold or helped people buy recently?
Okay.
Because homes will actually break it down between purchases and sales. And then what do people have to say after working with them? And then that will kind of help you weed through the good agents and the bad agents. What blew me away is I just heard the stat the other day. Fewer than 98% of agents are selling 1.5 homes a month or less.
Wow.
1.5. That's 98. That's the national average. And so there's a 98% chance when you throw that rock and hit those realtors that there's a 98% chance that they're selling less than 2 homes a month. And if they're selling less than 2 homes a month, how are they a market expert?
Correct.
Like, do you want the surgeon who does a surgery once a month or once every quarter, or do you want the surgeon who's doing 10, 15, 20 surgeries a week?
Yeah. Well, and something that you said too, because you talked about maybe like interviewing different real estate agents. Like, what are some like maybe red flags or something? It's like, oh, so when I'm talking to them, they said X, Y, and Z, or they did X, Y, and Z. That's like, oh, run away, run to the hills, hair on fire. Like, don't get do that.
Basically, if you're asking questions and they don't know the answers.
Okay.
So if you're like, hey, what would be the next step? Hey, what's the market doing? What's the average sales price to list price in this community that I'm looking at? Things like that. If they're not able to, like, what's your average sales? If you're looking to sell a home, what's your average sales price to list price? How's that compared to the industry average? If they don't know simple answers to those common metrics in their business, then one, they're either not paying attention to it, which they may lack some attention to detail, or two, the numbers aren't there for them to even track.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you're looking for a good real estate agent, you can always and you don't live local in the area, because obviously I'm going to point everybody to the Made for More team.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you're moving out of state, we know great agents in every county. We network with these groups, and so we're picking the top 1% of agents to network with. And so if you're looking to move out of state, we can always interview the agent on your behalf or give you a referral to someone that we know is good. because I mean, good doctors know other good doctors.
Yeah.
Good mechanics know good mechanics. So
Well, that makes sense because I was just recently visiting some friends in Nashville, and in their neighborhood there was a home that had an open house, and my friend Lauren was like, I have to go see it, but the realtor lives in my neighborhood and she knows that I'm not interested in buying, so they took me. It's like, this is our friend Mike from California,
the token Californian.
Exactly, insinuating I'm about to buy a house, and like she was just like, oh yeah, and telling me about stuff, and then she said, oh, I know some great places. My daughter just bought a house in this neighborhood. And I was like, oh well, who is the builder and what were this? Oh, I know this, and I'll have to look. So those kinds of things are like, because even in that moment, I was like, you know what? Even if I was moving to Tennessee, which I'm not, I was like, I don't think that I'd want to trust you because you obviously don't seem to know anything about the neighborhood or what's going on. You're just use me, and that. So those kinds of things seem to be what you could look out for then.
Absolutely, yeah. If you're asking questions like how you were asking questions, she seemed unsure. Then that's a red flag. Sometimes people are nervous, depending or at an open house type of a setting, depending on how busy the open house is. Mm-hmm. She may be trying to make sure the silverware is not walking away while talking to you, and she might be a little distracted. But yeah, definitely if they don't come out the gate with certainty and a track record of success, and just really have the experience to convey, hey, this is how I help my clients win. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of people, even in today's market, they're running into multiple offer situations. And so how can you win in that scenario and not overpay for the home? Because a lot of inexperienced agents will just have you throw more money at it, make the offer a higher purchase price. But a seasoned agent will be like, there's things that they'll do. So they'll know to contact the listing agent. They'll know to ask the listing agent what's important to the seller. They'll know how to massage the terms. They'll know to maybe offer a rent back that might be invaluable to the seller in their search situation. And so now you came in at a lower overall purchase price, but you're offering them a rent back for 30, 60 days. And that has more value. It may not have more dollar value, but it has more value to that seller. And so just knowing how to navigate those situations and what questions to ask. The agent is where your buyer's agent, the listing agent is where your buyer's agent who's representing you purchasing that home really shines. Okay. So as far as the situation that you talked about with the truck and the home and the order of that, my recommendation, just without knowing anything, my first recommendation, talk to a realtor. That realtor will then know a fantastic lender. They'll put them in contact with the lender, and the lender can look at their financial history and the situation and give them a suggestion moving forward. You say $100,000 truck, that's pretty much not like a run-of-the-mill truck, but it doesn't sound like it's a custom, 1972 thing that's only a rare, never going to pop up again. Right. So it's not like he's losing any opportunity here by taking, and it takes 5 minutes to talk to the realtor, 5 minutes to talk to the LO, to the loan officer, and then depending on how long it takes you to get your docs in, you can get pre-approved in 24, 48 hours. Wow! So it's not like this long, drawn-out, painful, month-long process to get some good information to make the right decision for you and your family. But so if you get pre-approved, and I assume that's obviously something you can use to go purchase a home and go through and submit things. But is there anything that you can do that can sort of mess up your pre-approval that you're maybe not expecting? It's like, oh, well, I was pre-approved for $500,000, and then I went and did X, Y, and Z, and it's like, well, not anymore. Yeah. So the main things that we tell our clients not to do is don't buy jewelry, furniture, like TVs, anything. Don't just defer any big purchases, cars, trucks. Right. Just defer any big purchases, and because you don't want to mess up what's called your DTI, your debt to income ratio. Okay. So if you financed a new furniture set from Ashley, then all of a sudden you now have that monthly payment coming out. That's going to show up on your debt to income, and that may mess up how much you can qualify for. And if you're already in escrow and now you can no longer qualify for the home that you're in escrow for, that's a painful place to be. Oh man, because you're so close. It's like I almost got the keys and now I can't get the keys. I don't know how he did it, but the most extreme example I can think of is there was this guy buying this house with another realtor. He's a dear friend, and they were using JJ Mack with American Pacific Mortgage to do the loan. And one of the last steps the lender does is they verify employer. It's the employment verification. Oh, okay. And this dude had quit his job. No. like the day or day before, everything was supposed to close. I got a new house. I don't need this job. Yeah. So my wife can carry me, and it's like Maybe, but that's not what the loan was, designed around. And so I don't know how he got it done, but JJ was able to get it closed and recorded, and that the buyer ended up getting the home. But that's another thing you don't want to do. You don't want to quit your job.
It's like, blow this popsicle stand. I'm done. I've had enough. Like,
done.
2 more days and get it done afterwards.
Exactly. So you don't want to make any large purchases. You don't want to quit your job. Anything that's going to alter your financial situation, just wait. And escrows these days are typically like faster than, these aren't your grandpa's escrows, right? And people are used to like 30-day, kind of like what you hear historically. Like, we're seeing stuff on average. This is not fast. This is average 21 days.
21 days?
Yeah, so 3 weeks. So just wait 3 weeks. Wait 3 weeks to buy the furniture. Wait 3 weeks to get the truck.
But it's going to be gone, Johnny. You don't understand. It's on sale today.
Okay. Well, then buy it. Buy it. You can either have the house or you can have the furniture. Pick one.
Yeah, get the furniture, put it out in your backyard because it won't fit in your little apartment or wherever it is.
I know. You're going to have to get a storage facility. And then one day when you can buy the house. Yep. So does that kind of help, like, if you're looking to buy a home?
Yeah, the things that you want to be looking out for, because those seem like silly mistakes that I'm not going to think of. Because I remember when I was going through the process of buying my house, I was at IKEA, because I was 24 at the time, so I'm like, I cheap furniture, but I was like, I'm going to get this for the house, and I'm going to do this, and I'm thankful that I did not buy anything before and mess all that up.
Yeah, and a good agent will also advise you, hey, ahead of time, don't make any changes. A lot of people will be buying rings, because they're getting married and they're buying the house together, and so they're going to, do that. And so, anyway, just defer any big things. But if people are listening, the biggest thing that I would say that is going to make or break a pleasant real estate transaction is honestly the real estate agent.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk right now about, hey, are buyer agents going away? And that's an absolute false. That is not at all even close to the realm of possibility of what's going to happen, because a good agent can negotiate for you. They know what's normal in the market. They know to help you win. They have good vendors. They know good lenders. They know good escrow companies, reputable, title and escrow people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's just so much value that an agent brings to the process that, as long as you have a good agent and you trust that agent, because you may have the best agent in the world, but if you don't listen to them, then what good are they? It's like having a physical trainer. Yeah, right. I know I need to work out, but,
Yeah.
So.
Well, it makes sense, too, because like you said, it's the contacts, too, because it seems like real estate, I'm an outsider, but it seems like real estate is a network kind of thing. It's like, oh, this issue, I know this person that can help you, because you even helped me with some insurance stuff with my house. I was trying to find flood insurance. You're like, I know not one guy, I know 3 guys, and you sent all that information. We were able to get it worked out. So that seems like really important to have someone who's active and doing everything when you're looking for a real estate agent, like your contacts, and like you said, having that professionalism of like, don't worry, I know this sounds scary, but I do this all the time.
Yeah, this is my day job. So I think we just ran the numbers, and on average, we're selling a home every 3 days.
Wow.
So most people are helping somebody buy or sell a home, right? Yeah. So most people, they do this process every 10 days, or every 7 to 10 years.
Yes.
And a lot has changed, like the how the marketing works. The real estate landscape has changed in 10 years. And so maybe what you were even accustomed, there's about, I'm not going to venture to guess, but there's dozens of pages of forms that are being updated right now. And so for a real estate agent, we're going to now have to retrain and relearn these new forms, or these forms that are being updated. And so and the last time there was an update was a couple of years ago, and then a couple of years before that. And so if you haven't done this in 10 years, like, the process has changed, the forms have changed, your contacts have changed, your expectations are maybe a little out of alignment with what's happening in today's market. And so just, if somebody's selling a house, like, again, I'll go back to, do you want the 98% who's selling a home every 1.5 months, 2 months?
Right.
Or do you want somebody who's knocking them down multiple homes a week, that has the experience and the context to get you not only the best deal, but get you across the finish line?
Well, and it seems like the person obviously selling more often is going to have the resources to get you the most. If you're selling the most for your home, or if you're buying, get you the best for your price.
Yeah. So if you're wanting to reach out to us, you can always just Google "Made for More Realty," or just type in the search bar madeformorerealty.com. We'll be back after a short break.
So how would you like an offer on your home today? So how would you like an all-cash offer on your home today, no matter what kind of condition it's in? It's not too good to be true. Don't worry about the repairs. Reach out to Johnny Jennings and the Made for More Living team. You can trust him. There's a reason why they have so many 5-star Google reviews. So don't worry about the repairs, whether you don't have the money or the time. Johnny Jennings will help you out. He'll give you an all-cash offer no matter what kind of condition your home is in. But you got to do it today. Reach out or just Google Johnny Jennings, Made for More Living.